Welcome back to the Definition of Active. I am Alvi, here today with Screw, Chopping with Screw.
What's going on, everybody? Screw. Appreciate it, LV, for inviting me out today.
Of course, of course. And if you guys remember, Chopping with Screw was the first person to do a Easy Way to Active interview for the team. So, how does that make you feel?
Honored, really, because it's a lot of you guys, and now I actually wasn't expecting. I think it was 9 of us. But it's cool because it was the first time. It's hard to get, even 4 people together. But imagine a whole team, a whole collective, trying to get everybody on the same schedule. So it was dope. A lot of talent in one room. It's kind of huge. Shout out to you guys for wanting to come by and be a part of that.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I don't know. Interviews are like nerve wracking in a full, but like whenever you have your whole team with you, I guess it just makes it a whole lot easier. And then like obviously in the interview, each of us brings something to the team. So like it wasn't just like every single person does this one thing. It's like everybody
Yeah.
has something to talk about.
Yeah, and it's a lot of pressure too at the same
Mm-hmm.
time because you have to talk to so many individuals. The first time I did it was shout out to the 602 All Stars. They came by and it's just it's like they're all looking at you trying to ask a question. I'm just like, damn, who do I ask? So many questions that you can kind of go into. So but it's cool. I love it.
Okay. Um, you recently came back into town, so how was Kingman?
Kingman was dope. Shout out to the Bully Street boys out there. Santana Block, Ivy, and No Time for Breaks. They show a lot of love out here. The hometown heroes out there, and every time we pop up, it's none but love. And it's a different market in here because it's so close knit out there. So everybody kind of knows each other, but they ride for you. They show a different type of love out here. You have your crowds and stuff, but over there it's just the whole town comes in together and then it pops out. But it's cool because we had a show out there. Even Jake F was out there with us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was part of the show, but the venue was outside, but it started to rain last minute, and then they went through 2 venue changes before we actually got into. We ended up doing it inside of a house, which was dope because it was packed and everybody was vibing.
Yeah.
So it made it that much more intimate, but at the same time, it was good. It was lit.
It sounds like a fun time for sure. Um, okay, so back to the whole chopping with screw name. Where does that like stem from? And it's just you do like interviews under that title, right? Or what else do
Yeah.
you do?
So Chopping the Screw just came up about just from when we started doing when Cash Plays came up. Our YouTube channel's named Screw Valley, and so we kind of just started calling each other Screw Valley Jay, Screw Valley Jaws, Screw Valley. I was going by Josepher at the time. It was kind of a nickname, but it just Screw came from just a lot of different things, from influences of Screw Valley, Screw music, and growing up a Screw Up. Shout out to Josh for that one, but just how it came up.
Okay, super interesting. And then the whole cash plays entertainment, I think is what it is. What is that exactly?
Uh, it's Cash Plays.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain every time I get asked because it's a lot of things, right? It's
Mhm.
kind of like Easy Way to Active. You guys aren't
Okay.
just like I'm sure you guys, kind of refers you guys as a label, but we are essentially a label, a brand, anything creative, really. So, if for the people that don't know, is we have, Jaws Diablo as an artist, owner. Uh, we got Jay Malboro, another owner. We got AB Cashin, part of the family, and as of course, is me doing the podcast, and they're all artists. But we do clothing as well.
Mhm.
We do whatever what really sparks our interest, and we can help inspire other people to do. It's pretty much what we do.
That wasn't hard to answer.
But it's different because it's just like, I mean, it could be
I
a lot of things.
I definitely get it. You could have just been like, it's just like easy way talking, and I
Yeah.
completely would have understood exactly what you're trying to say.
See, 'cause
But
you
that's
guys
cool
on the
though.
same boat.
That's
Yeah.
that's fire. Um, and then I came across that video. I don't know if you recorded it while you were in Keyman or whatever, but you're being tattooed while recording, and you said that's like a new idea you kind of want to approach.
Yeah.
Like, is the idea specifically like getting tattooed every time you record, or
Then that'd be a lot of tattoos.
but that's fire.
That's crazy.
Though.
That's actually pretty cool. But maybe more tattoo videos for sure
Mm.
in the future. But this one came up from, of course, I was recording in a studio, but actually Santana, they came out here for the Easy Life Apparel event, and they rented out a whole Airbnb for the weekend. They set up the studio, so we had like music videos going at the same time, music session, and we did the podcast session inside that home at the same time. And he brought his tattoo gear, so it would have been cool to get tattooed while getting interviewed while doing the interview. So it was just an idea that I've always had, and just kind of the pieces came together, and yeah. But I would definitely do it again.
I think that's a fire idea. I try to use any excuse in the world to get a tattoo.
Do it. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie, because it was in the knee, but it's still kind of in a sensitive area.
See, I don't know if I would get my legs though. Is the thing.
Really?
Like, I don't know. I'm like very like, I won't get my legs, but I'm damn near like tatting my face and shit. So like,
But you
it's
got your
so
palm. Like, honestly, I don't think it could be worse than your palm.
Nah, it could definitely be worse.
What do you think is worse than the palm?
Shit, you're anywhere on your bone, really. Like,
Ankle?
You got, like your like the calf, the front part of your calf right here.
Oh, like his shin.
Hella sensitive, yeah, your shin.
Ankle?
That's that.
Sternum?
Sternum, yeah, your sternum's mad sensitive, especially if it gets hit. Your collarbone. Collarbone's dumb.
I was gonna get my collarbone. So this past show, right? They were like tattooing, and I was going to get our Be Kind Stay Active like right here on my neck, like collarbone area, but I didn't do it. But
See,
I was
imagine
going to.
doing that while getting interviewed.
That, yes, like that. I think that's a great idea. So like whenever I first saw you post about it, I was like, this is, one, is different, and two, it's like I can see the potential of it, but then like you said, like that's a lot of
Yeah.
tattoos.
Yeah, it is, and that's where I'm trying to explore. Is like different sceneries, different places to do interviews, not just like in the studio, which I love, but as a creative, it stimulates me more doing it,
Hmm.
being different, and I think that's what separates me sometimes. Like the LED wall really stood out for the longest time because, it, not every podcast has a LED wall or different, sensory that stimulates other viewers.
Hmm. No, that thing was actually very cool. I'm still amused by it. So that was pretty cool. But okay, so then how did you even come about to doing what you're doing now? Like, how did it all begin and why?
Shoot, that's deep. I like that.
We have to get to know you.
Well, no, and that's good because I don't think I really kind of spoke on it. It's just when we started everything. Of course, you had the guys doing the music and me doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But I also wanted to be my own creative in a sense,
Hmm.
which I never thought it would be in a form of a podcast. But it's it kind of worked itself out that way. And one thing I also like to do is, when I have people from the show and other people from different spectrums that probably wouldn't cross paths in a way, and then put them together, like that's what I like to see, because I think in that sense I'm doing my part in building the culture out here and connecting other people and connecting bridges that maybe they wouldn't have crossed on their own. And it's cool because you guys do the same thing, It's just, and I think that's where I get the good sense of like fulfillment is doing that.
That's okay. That's actually very cool because whenever I was doing my projects out here, that was the whole reasoning for those projects was like I was putting two artists together that nobody would ever even think to put them. And I made some of the best songs that way, in my opinion. Like, those are very cool.
Oh wait, so
projects.
you make songs?
No, I don't make. Okay, I don't make songs, but it's like a project. So it's like all kind of like a DJ Khaled thing, but like not really.
Yeah.
But like it's me just putting people together on an album and then dropping the album under my name.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
Yeah, but I haven't done them in like 2 years. But
Why
I'm
not?
trying. I'm putting together one for this year, but it's just gonna be R&B because we need more R&B.
See, that's fire. We do need some R&B.
A lot more R&B.
And I got some.
So.
I got some people for you for R&B for sure.
Definitely send them my way because I need more artists. It's so hard to find. I don't know why it's hard to find R&B artists out here.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
She says that, but we get music sent to us.
okay, yeah. Here's the thing, and we've had like our R&B shows, but I'm so particular. Like I want some like Key Sweat and like Boys to Men. You know what I mean? Like I want that kind of
okay.
R&B. I don't know.
Yeah. What is R&B these days though?
I mean, okay, so like R&B these days here, I would say like Young Weston. Young Weston has some really great like R&B tracks, like Dangerous
For
Love
sure.
with him in Peru.
Yeah.
That's a good R&B album. You know what I mean? It's like just I don't know R&B.
Hey, shout out to Weston. That's my guy.
I want some like nice, real,
Like
authentic
real
music.
melodic, like very.
I don't need
you know.
no more like hip hop.
I feel it. I think
I'm so over it.
there's definitely a lot of rappers out here for sure. But it's cool because I think we're still young as a culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not. I'm actually waiting for somebody to pop off, like to really hit, like get out of AZ. Just how to explain, like just big time. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
We do have artists, but I'm trying to see like.
I mean, Alexis is doing that.
okay, well, yeah, but here's
Yeah.
the thing. We have artists out here like Alexis. We have Tux, who got signed to like Internet
Mhm.
Money. You know what I mean? Like, we have people like them who have expanded and got out. But then again, they're not like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
names. They're not like names.
Like I'm trying to see like have them tour worldwide.
They're from Arizona. They know that's where they came from.
Yeah.
They got a name.
Definitely shout out to Alexis, though. He definitely, I mean, he has even R&B tracks. Like, a lot of his older shit, too.
T-Pain, Wiz Khalifa,
Yeah.
some of the biggest of names in the game as we speak.
Yep.
Shout out to Alexis.
Yeah,
Shout out
for
to
sure.
Alexis, man. He's definitely dope. It's super talented too. I've heard we actually shot an interview that hasn't come out yet, but he does some singing and it's dope.
Why hasn't it come out yet?
We're still working on it.
Mm,
We're still working on it.
okay.
But it's great. It's great. I promise. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so over especially. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say that here because it's literally.
Nah, say it.
No,
Come on.
I
This is
can't-
what we do.
I
LV.
can't say it here because it's literally on the AZ Way to Active platform.
I mean, if it's that bad, we can cut it.
Okay, yeah. I was just gonna say that like I know we have so many shows and we've put on and hosted so many shows, but like I'm so sick and tired of the same music. Like hearing the same thing all the time or like even just like the same sound.
You learn how to tune that shit out.
Yes, like I'll be
Yeah.
sitting at the bar, I swear to God, I'll watch something on my phone and like that's all I'm hearing is I don't even care for the music going on anymore. But it's like we need something different. We need
Something fresh. I don't think that's bad. I think I think a lot of people would agree to that. I agree to an extent because there's a lot of people that like it's easy to be a rapper, but what's gonna
right.
what's gonna separate you?
They want to be the hardest street nigga. They wanna
Do
be
you
the
make
biggest.
R&B?
You know what he does have.
I make all type of music.
Yeah.
I make all types of music.
They-
Like, I got a lot of unreleased shit y'all gonna see soon. Like I'm finna go crazy. I'm really.
Yeah,
I'm not-
Baby.
the ball is
Okay,
crazy.
The
The ball is crazy. Yeah.
It's just funny because every time on like the Tuesday lives, I'm always like, I need people to send in like R&B or country music even. Like I just want to hear
Yeah.
something different.
We had somebody singing corridos. It was like fucking awesome, bro. Like just
See,
like,
that's
the fact that it's
dope,
totally
man.
Out of the realm, you know?
Hell yeah,
That's how the
see?
game is happening with y'all, bro.
Yeah, and that's dope. Shout out to them, whoever that was, because dude, it's like it's not easy. You're just gonna send your corrido to a like mainly hip hop
Mhm.
review.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's dope because I know you guys don't mind. You guys
It definitely popped off.
Yeah.
Like we enjoyed it for sure.
That's lit.
Do you think AZ Way Too Active would be lit if it had more house music that was sent in? Because I know a fuck ton of like those kind of DJs that have been thinking about trying to do stuff like that, but none
Yeah.
of them feel like pulling the trigger because they're like, well, it seems like it's only hip hop, ain't it? But I'm like, damn, you can still kill it in our
It
web. You know
says
what I mean?
AZ way too active, not like AZ hip hop too active. You know what I
It's
mean?
not
Like it's
easy.
not like
Is it hip hop active?
yeah, but
Yeah. No,
I don't know. I get how people like maybe can see where they're coming from. Like maybe it won't, but
yeah.
I kind of like EDM music. Like I just, but I'm more like a beat person than I am like a lyricist.
Yeah.
So I want to hear like all that shit. I don't
I
know.
think it comes down to whatever you're feeling, right?
Mhm.
Like sometimes words do, catch a reaction, or the beat does catches your attention. Um, but I think if I were to say about house music, people is send it in, because at the end of the day, like if you're like a DJ, you want that reaction out of people. So let's say if you get the reaction through the review, and they're feeling it, it's like, damn, put it on your set.
It could bring up a lot of people's confidence.
Yeah, for
Also.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how this turned into an easy way to active promo, but
I think it's just culture in general, though. It's dope.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. Um, but we're gonna go back to how you said like you do the podcast and everything. Do you enjoy doing that, or would you? Can you see yourself doing something else?
Uh, I do enjoy it. I do. I love it because I like talking to people. I like meeting different people. I like networking. So I think I'd always do that. Right now, I have been a little bit slow because I've had so many other ideas that I want to do. So many like segments that I eventually trying to produce a little bit more, like produce videos. Not much of a videographer, but I do have a lot of great ideas
Mm-hmm.
that I want to kind of implement. And whoever really, it doesn't have to be. We always implement them with our videos and stuff like that. AB just did a dummy video this last weekend with Marlboro. Like this is about to be go crazy. So I definitely want to do more producing for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, producing's
Yeah.
fire. I love producing. Okay. Um, is it? I mean, you said you like talking to people, but is it easy for you to do the interviews or podcasts, like to be able to talk to them and like? Okay, because with me, I can do like the interviews, right?
Mhm.
But I like to do interviews with people that I like know or have already spoken to or like have some kind of connection with. I can't just like meet an artist and then like come and have an interview because
Yeah.
that's hard for me. Especially if I don't like know them, then it's hard for me to sit here and like be into it, I guess is the word. So is it easy for you to do that or
A little bit, but also I do like to always meet them beforehand, or
Mhm.
at least have that conversation, because then I can base off the interview off the vibe, right?
Mhm.
Because there's some people that are kind of hard to get a conversation out of, and
Mhm.
it makes the interview a little bit stagnant, and in a sense, like people just don't want to listen to you. They want to listen to the person talk, not just you. Going on this rant
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes. Um, but it can be hard for sure.
Sometimes people won't even comprehend what this is you asking them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Because unfortunately, you don't always on the same wavelength as everybody else.
Mhm.
So and I think that's what makes it tricky. So yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I do like to meet them beforehand. We typically go, across the street, grab some food or a drink or something like that, and kind of feel that out. Except for you guys, it's like y'all were straight raw, no bass. Like it was all.
That's fire.
It was
But
all. Yeah.
there was too many of us, I think,
Yeah.
maybe also. So you better than me though. I don't know. I'll meet them the day of the interview. But that's why like I try not to do that. Like I'm very specific on who I'll do interviews with, I
Yeah.
guess. But what can you do, you know?
Yeah.
So do you want to keep doing this for like all the time, or like where do you see Chopping with Screw going?
Oof. All the time. I think eventually I'll probably like walk off to do other things. But I think I'll forever, like, you know, maybe not so weekly or so or so often, but once in a while I start doing some dope interviews, or have a sit down with with people. Um, but in a sense, I do want to expand and do other things for sure.
Hmm. That's always important.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you want to do an interview with locally or even like mainstream wise?
Mainstream wise or locally, huh? Damn. I feel like I've done a lot. People out here. I don't know who. I mean, I still want to do it with AB Cash, and I think that's one that we've always been wanting to do together. Because he was in a group one with the 602, but I think we definitely need one together.
Yeah, you said the same thing about me, and I still never
Yeah.
got mine either.
We'll get it. We'll get it. I promise.
I was supposed to have a whole Christmas like special one.
See,
Damn.
Christmas is around the corner. Before you know it, we'll have the LV Christmas special. We're gonna have
around the corner.
we're gonna have the
guy.
Christmas carols in the background and everything. See, we
I
might just
need-
do it walking around the
I
neighborhood
need
doing
to
Christmas
have
carols.
I need to have the Cash Plays team and the Easy Way to Active team in the back, like singing to Jingle Bell
As
Rock,
backup
like
dancers.
on Mean Girls. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
done.
what needs to happen.
Done. Done.
That is so funny. But yeah, back to so AB is like the one you would want to do locally.
AB for sure locally. When it comes to mainstream, damn, I would have loved to do Dolph, man.
Mm.
I love
You
Dolph.
could right here. Just put the
Yeah,
picture down. Just-
Yeah, he's just I think he inspired a lot. Especially us in Cash Plays, because obviously he did everything independently. So taking game from him
Mm.
and pursuing what we want to pursue, it's tough. It's not easy, especially being out here locally and you trying to be internationally. It's hard. It's not easy, but
Mm.
he gives a lot of game for that.
That is true. I would want to do Suicide Boys.
Suicide Boys. Why is that?
They're hard. Like they're one of my top favorite artists for sure. And I just think they'd be a very great group to talk to right now, considering I read they dropped this like article last year, I believe, and they like in the art it's not a person one, obviously it's just like a written interview, but they talk about like getting sober and like how much their music has changed and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time I was like just getting sober too, and so like reading the article and shit is like you just relate to somebody
Yeah, you
so
resonate.
well. And I don't know, then they dropped like their album, and then I heard the album after they had gotten sober, and it's like they still kept their sound and who they were. They just took out a lot of like all the extra shit that they were not promoting but like inducing in their music, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
just they'd be a fire people to interview.
I would love to do a rock star. Any rock stars out here for sure.
Like in Arizona,
Arizona, internationally.
you should have went to our last show.
You guys do a lot. It's kind of
You could have met a lot of.
but I think it'd
There's
be
a whole
cool.
band and everything.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I would love to. I'm gonna have to pop out to the next one for sure. I think they have they're very expressive. So I feel like
Mhm.
if you can pro something out of them, it'll be dope. It can be it could be inspiring for other people. If they're sober, if they're living the rock star life. It's just rock stars. Hit me up.
You heard it here first. And that is where we are going to conclude. Is that the word? Conclude. I was going to say conduct, like a
Conduct.
train. Conclude our interview with Screw. If you have anything you want to promote or just like your socials, the floor is yours.
Oh, for sure. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow everybody at Cash Plays, _. Make sure you follow Chopping with Screw, man. We got a lot of dope stuff coming out. Josh Diablo, he has a single coming out. It's gonna be insane. You got AB, you got Malboro del Valle dropping a song together in the music video. I believe it's untitled still or Moscow. We'll find out. Y'all gonna stay tuned in. It's gonna be a real treat. Other than that, just appreciate everybody for tapping in, for holding it down for the AZ culture. AZ way to act as always, keeping it down. And thank you again.
And I am LV. It's been real. Be kind. Stay active. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on the Easy Way to Active Instagram page. Submit your music and hit us up for shows.
Yeah, Latinos, send your corrido. Let's go.